Have you ever thought about how much impact small things like daily habits can have upon your life? At first glance, they seem to be harmless actions, often overlooked, which do not impact your mindset or your well-being at all. But you couldn't be more wrong. In the vast tapestry of existence, there lies a subtle but profound truth about daily habits and their direct association with social status and success in life. A truth the ancient Stoic philosophers discovered thousands of years ago, and that is now, in our modern world, more than ever necessary to implement. Today, we will unravel 7 timeless habits. Stoicism urges you to remove from your day-to-day life so you can find inner peace and get rid of the shackles that prevent you from growing your full potential. Let's directly dive into this. Chapter 1. Get rid of the habit of complaining. As we embark on this exploration, let us start by delving into the essence of why complaining, much like the siren's call, can render us lost, and how the practice of selective silence, inspired by Stoic principles, can guide us toward a more profound understanding of our emotional control and its immediate effect on our social surroundings. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Cato the Younger, "A weak man is the slave of his emotions, a strong man their master." Imagine the relentless cycle of complaints as a downward spiral, where each grievance becomes one step further down and away from the transformative light of resolution. "I don't want to go to work today. The weather is too cold, the traffic is too slow." The more you navigate this maze, the more you surrender control, and the deeper you entrench yourself in a sense of victimhood and helplessness. Stress and frustration will become uninvited companions on your journey. Epictetus, one of the founding fathers of Stoicism, reminds us that we must focus only on the things we can control and not care about those outside of it. But there exists an ancient remedy, a wisdom passed down through the ages by philosophers and thinkers who navigated the turbulent seas of human experience. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, invites us to embrace the power of selective silence, a practice that transcends the cacophony of complaints and unveils the path to introspection and inner peace. Selective silence is the practice of only selectively choosing to express thoughts and emotions, carefully recognizing that not everything needs to be vocalized or ruminated upon. Turn your attention to the myth of Sisyphus, a figure condemned by the gods to an eternity of ceaseless and futile labor. His plight serves as a stark metaphor for the unproductive nature of complaining and the liberating potential inherent in the practice of selective silence. Sisyphus, a cunning and deceitful king, earned the wrath of the gods with his trickery and hubris. As punishment, he was condemned to push a boulder up a steep hill, only to watch it roll back down each time he neared the summit. This perpetual cycle became his Sisyphean task, an arduous and seemingly meaningless endeavor. In the realm of complaints, Sisyphus represents the futility of constant grievance. The act of pushing the boulder symbolizes the repetitive nature of complaints, where each expression of dissatisfaction feels like a burdensome task with no lasting resolution. The rolling boulder mirrors the transient relief that complaints might provide, only to return to the base of our discontent. Selective silence, in the context of Sisyphus's tale, emerges as a powerful choice to cease the fruitless labor of complaining. By choosing not to engage in the repetitive cycle, we break free from the Sisyphean struggle and open ourselves to the potential for meaningful change. The inner silence becomes a moment of respite, allowing us to redirect our energy toward constructive actions and solutions. Consider the ripple effects of this choice. As you free your mind from the burdens of constant complaint and rumination, stress retreats like the receding tide, leaving behind the shores of improved mental energy and focus. Thus, meaning that directly confronting your weaknesses without complaining over them will ensure you a much more efficient way to combat them overall. Chapter 2. Don't speak ill of yourself. In the sacred garden of your mind, there lies a profound principle that echoes through the corridors of Stoic philosophy. the prohibition against speaking ill of oneself. In the realm of Stoicism, the ancient sages caution against the corrosive tongue that turns inward. To indulge in self-deprecating whispers, even in the privacy of your thoughts, is to cut away at the base of your growing self-esteem. Thoughts like, "I'm terrible at this," or "I will never improve," are the sirens of doubt that drag you into treacherous waters. The more you repeat these phrases in your mind, the higher the chance that you believe in them so deeply that your mind will follow these words subconsciously, even if they are not true. Do you recognize yourself doing this from time to time? But in the heart of Stoic wisdom, a compass guides you away from these dangerous shores. Enter the shadowy realm of the underworld, where the echoes of ancient tales linger like whispers in the darkness. In this mythical expanse, envision the figure of Orpheus, the legendary musician whose lyre could move even the cold heart of Hades. Orpheus, with his ethereal melodies, embarked on a perilous quest to retrieve his beloved Eurydice from the clutches of the underworld. Imagine the weight on his shoulders, the doubt that could have crept into his mind as he ventured through the desolate corridors of the dead. In the context of this chapter, Orpheus serves as an embodiment of the Stoic principle. Don't speak ill of yourself. Imagine if, in the face of the formidable challenges that loomed before him, Orpheus succumbed to the whispers of self-doubt. "I am not strong enough to face the trials of the underworld. I will never find the way out again," he might have whispered to himself, casting shadows upon his own courage. But in the silent chambers of his mind, Orpheus echoed the Stoic wisdom. Don't be heard complaining, not even to yourself. He remained mindful of his inner dialogue, steering clear of the treacherous waters of self-criticism. In the Stoic spirit, Orpheus refrained from self-deprecating laments. Instead of indulging in negative thoughts that could chop away his resolve, he focused on the transcendent power of his music and the unwavering love that fueled his journey. As Orpheus did, so should you. Be the vigilant guardian of your inner dialogue. Instead of casting shadows upon your own worth, envision the heroic narratives of your potential. "I am capable of achieving this, and if not immediately, I will get there eventually." This is your proclaim. In this act of self-affirmation, you sculpt a shield of positive and growth-oriented mindset, fortifying your confidence and resilience against the storms of self-doubt. Do this because you are worth it. Chapter 3. Stop praising yourself in front of others. Picture yourself sitting at a table with a few friends to have a nice dinner, but there is this one friend who cannot stop talking about himself. Everything revolves around him, his goals, his realizations, his money, his plans. How do you perceive this interaction? Is this a nice evening for you and your friends? And more importantly, what emotions would you feel if his plans would end up not having any success? Would you be sad or rather relieved? Epictetus himself warns against the boastful proclamations that shout out your ambitions and realizations to the world. Some things are better if they remain untold, he states. Let humility and discretion be the companions on your journey. He urges you to let your actions be the true testament of your growth. Like a sculptor shaping a masterpiece, refrain from trumpeting your efforts and successes to your surroundings. Instead, let the chisel of your actions carve the sculpture of your character and virtue, and let the others only see your results. For, as Epictetus reminds us, actions speak louder than words. Let the tale of Icarus, the audacious son of Daedalus, unfurl its wings. Icarus, blessed with wings crafted by his ingenious father, soared through the heavens with a heart intoxicated by the thrill of flight. The wax that bound his feathers served as a silent covenant, his father's caution to fly neither too close to the sun nor too close to the sea. In the context of our chapter, Icarus serves as a cautionary figure against the perils of boastful proclamations. Imagine if Icarus, in his exuberance, declared to the heavens, "Behold, I shall conquer the skies with these wings." Such a proclamation, echoing through the divine corridors, might have invited the anger of the gods. In adhering to the Stoic wisdom imparted, Icarus would have chosen a different path. Instead of boasting about his intent to reach new heights, he might have silently worked on perfecting his flight. Imagine the power of his actions, the silent determination that fueled his ascent. The gods, in their eternal wisdom, would have looked upon Icarus not with disdain for his hubris, but with admiration for his humility and dedication. So, in the mosaic of Stoicism, let the tale of Icarus be a silent echo, a reminder that true ascent lies not in the proclamation of grand intentions, but in the steady and humble pursuit of one's goals. As you embark on your own odyssey, let the wax of discretion bind your feathers, and may your actions be the wings that carry you to the heights of your aspirations. Chapter 4. Do not exaggerate. Maybe you know somebody in your closer circle who loves to indulge in exaggerating eating or drinking habits. A person who cannot control themselves and falls into a pit of self-indulgence whenever the moment calls. No matter what you say to them, they seem to be out of their self-control and to lose their own personality when faced with their weaknesses. Musonius, the great Stoic philosopher, warned, "Don't be a glutton." In the grand tapestry of life, where each thread contributes to the masterpiece of our existence, he places a special emphasis on the threads of eating and drinking habits. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones, for the path of increase is slow, but the road to ruin is rapid, Epictetus states. Imagine a large feast laid before you, laden with indulgences. You are tempted to indulge a call promising immense momentary pleasure. Yet, heed this warning, for this path conceals hidden dangers. Overindulging that fleeting pleasure leads to physical discomfort, health issues, and the haunting specter of guilt. A similar fate awaits those who dance with Bacchus excessively and can't control their drinking habits, leading to impaired judgment and the loss of self-control. In the realm of Greek mythology, there exists a tale that harmonizes seamlessly with the wisdom of moderation woven in our chapter. Imagine the myth of King Midas, whose insatiable desire for wealth led him down a treacherous path, echoing the perils of overindulgence. King Midas, bestowed with a wish by the god Dionysus, chose that everything he touched would turn to gold. At first, his heart swelled with delight as even mundane objects transformed into precious treasures beneath his fingertips. However, his ecstasy soon transformed into agony. In his insatiable greed, Midas forgot the value of balance and moderation. His very food turned to gold as he tried to satisfy his hunger, and even the warmth of a father's touch became an icy embrace. The riches that once brought joy became a heavy burden, isolating him from the warmth of human connection. Midas, in his quest for excess, learned a profound lesson. His golden touch, symbolic of unbridled indulgence, became a curse. In desperation, he prayed to Dionysus, begging to be released from the shackles of his own desires. Now, shift your gaze to the other extreme, where the pendulum swings to measures of extreme restraint and abstinence. But beware, for this too carries its own burdens, says Musonius, the weight of deprivation, the dance with frustration, and the paradox that may push us back into the arms of excess. In this delicate balance, Musonius invites us to find the sweet spot, the middle path, where moderation reigns the supreme. So, consider moderation not as a mere suggestion, but an essential principle, a universal law that can be applied in every corner of our lives. As the Stoic pendulum finds its equilibrium, Musonius suggests eating just until satiety, to drink in a manner that enriches experiences rather than hindering them, and to embrace moderation to not fall into the abyss of self-deprecation. For in this balance lies the virtuous exercise of discipline and self-control, the keys not only to professional success but to the very essence of a harmonious existence. Chapter 5. Do not speak more than you listen. In the hustle and bustle of the modern era, where the cacophony of voices competes for attention on social media, in meetings and everyday conversations, Zeno's counsel is more important than ever. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak, he gently imparts, urging us to traverse the delicate balance between speaking and listening. Listening is an art that transcends the mere absence of noise. It's a demonstration of attention, a tuning into not only words but the nuanced cadence of emotions and the unspoken symphony of cues. In this act, you convey respect, a respect that speaks volumes about your consideration for the thoughts, feelings, and experiences of others. Delve into the myth of Echo and Narcissus, where the resonance of our chapter on the art of listening finds a haunting example. Echo, a nymph with a penchant for conversation, fell under a curse that left her only able to repeat the words spoken by others. Meanwhile, Narcissus, a youth of unparalleled beauty, became entranced by his own reflection in a pool. Echo, though limited in her speech, excelled in the art of listening. In her silent echoes, she mirrored the sentiments of those around her. Yet her inability to initiate speech left her isolated, unable to express her own thoughts. Narcissus, captivated by his reflection, was oblivious to Echo's silent admiration. His self-absorption prevented him from hearing the unspoken yearning in Echo's heart. The tragedy unfolds in a poignant lesson. The beauty of listening lies not just in repetition, but in the reciprocal dance of understanding. Had Narcissus tuned into Echo's silence, and had Echo found a voice to express her feelings, perhaps the tale could have taken a different turn. Thus, the myth of Echo and Narcissus serves as a haunting reminder that true connection, born from attentive listening, requires not only the reception of words but also the acknowledgement of unspoken desires. In our conversations, may we strive to break the curse of silence, weaving a tapestry of shared understanding where every echo finds its harmonious response. Amidst today's clamor, where the digital and analog worlds collide, being a good listener becomes a mark of distinction. It is a testament to your empathy, a reflection of your consideration for the other person's experience. In a world where everyone seeks to be heard, the one who listens will stand out, creating a sacred space for meaningful connections to blossom. To our Chapter 6, do not forget the things that you already have. Consider again the profound words of the Stoic sage Epictetus, whose thoughts echo across centuries like a gentle breeze through the olive groves of ancient Greece. He is a wise individual who refrains from grieving over the things he lacks and instead finds joy in those he possesses. In these words, a glimpse of truth emerges, a call to embrace the dance of gratitude and reject the discordant notes of ingratitude. As you traverse the intricate steps of your interactions, remember the importance of being thankful. Acknowledge the gestures of kindness, embrace the opportunities, and revel in the blessings that grace your journey. In doing so, you not only foster positive relationships, but also enrich your own soul by recognizing the beauty and goodness that surrounds you. Imagine Prometheus, the ingenious Titan, having defied the divine order by gifting fire to humanity. As the god's wrath descended upon him, Prometheus stood not in regret, but in an enduring gratitude for bestowing upon mortals the transformative power of fire. Envision the moment when Prometheus, bound to a rock and enduring the torment inflicted upon him for his audacious act, gazes upon the flickering flames in the hands of humanity. In that poignant scene, a different kind of gratitude emerges, one that transcends personal suffering. Prometheus, though enduring the consequences of his rebellion, is grateful for the gift he bestowed upon humankind, for the warmth and enlightenment that now dance in mortal hands. As Prometheus suffers for his benevolence, so too should we embrace a gratitude that recognizes the enduring light passed down through the ages, even if it comes at the cost of personal trials. The myth not only teaches us to appreciate the gifts we receive, but also to focus on the positive aspects of life, even when facing challenges. Chapter 7. Do not spend your mental time in the past or the future. In his sanctuary, there lies a profound lesson that whispers through the ages. The gentle reminder not to become ensnared in the intricate web of the past or the future. Like ancient seers, the Stoic thinkers, including the venerable Epicurus, beckon us to release our grip on the sands of time, for there are certain aspects of life we simply cannot mold to our will. There is only one way to happiness, he stated, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Let these words resonate within the corridors of your mind as we unfurl the scrolls of Stoic wisdom. First, accept the limits of your control. In the cosmic ballet of existence, recognize that you are but one dancer, unable to choreograph every movement. External circumstances, the whims of others, and the enigma of the future lie beyond the reach of your influence. It is futile to strain against the cosmic currents. Instead, embrace the humility to accept the limits of your control, for in doing so, you free yourself from the shackles of unnecessary worry. Second, focus on the present. Picture a serene pond, its surface reflecting the golden hues of the sun. Stoicism invites you to cast away the stones of the past and cease casting the fishing line of anticipation into the waters of the future. The ripples you create are in the present. Your power to act, to shape destiny, resides in the delicate dance of the now. Concentrate on the symphony of the present moment, where your choices become the notes that compose the melody of your future. Third, reduce unnecessary stress. In the shadowed alcoves of the mind, worry looms as a specter, a harbinger of stress and anxiety. Stoicism urges you to confront this phantom, to acknowledge the unpredictability of life, and, instead of resisting, to dance with it. With each step, release the weight of excessive concerns about the future. Watch as your mental burdens dissipate like morning mist, leaving behind a landscape adorned with tranquility. Now, as a conclusion and as a testament to yourself, leave in the comments below the one lesson you have to focus on the most, for it to be your beacon of change and the first step towards your personal journey of self-reflection for others to see, and to view it as an inspiration towards improvement and to a more reflective and mindful handling of your own life and endeavors.